Whenever one party breaches a contract, the other party may be able to recover damages based on the expectancy interest, restitution interest, or reliance interest. But determining the correct measure of damages can be challenging, as the parties in Glendale Federal Bank versus United States discovered. In response to the savings and loan crisis of the 1980s, the United States government asked financially strong savings and loan banks, including Glendale Federal Bank, to take over failing ones. The reason was that the Federal Insurance Fund didn't have enough money to permanently close all the failing banks. In exchange, the government promised to give the rescuing banks special regulatory treatment to help them meet their regulatory capital requirements. Not long after that, financial conditions improved, and Congress passed new regulations. Among other things, the regulations rolled back the special regulatory treatment for the rescuing banks and increased the minimum capital requirements. Glendale soon fell out of capital compliance and had to pay more interest to attract customers who were nervous about keeping money there. Glendale also had to pay higher insurance fees. Glendale and some other similarly affected banks sued the government for breach of contract in federal claims court, leading to the United States Supreme Court case United States versus Windstar. In Windstar, the court determined that the government breached its contracts with the banks and remanded their cases to the federal claims court for damages trials. In its first damages trial, Glendale asked for expectancy damages for lost profits. The federal claims court decided that the expectancy measure of damages was too speculative. Instead, it chose a restitutionary measure and added $381 million in non-overlapping post-breach reliance damages. These reliance damages, which Glendale called wounded bank damages, represented the increased interest and fees that Glendale had to pay after falling from capital compliance. On appeal, the Federal Circuit reversed the award and remanded the case for a new damages trial, instructing the lower court to use a reliance measure of damages. In its second damages trial, Glendale asked for reinstatement of the wounded bank reliance damages. It also asked for an additional $527 million in reliance damages for actual out-of-pocket losses. The federal claims court awarded the wounded bank damages, but not the additional reliance damages, reasoning that the reliance model used by Glendale failed to measure the actual losses from the government's breach. On appeal to the Federal Circuit for the second time, the government challenged the award.